So welcome back for this online session for the subject computer drug development. And yesterday we are saying the quality based design approach for the development of acetyltryptophan, immediate release tablet, and which is a generic version of the RLD product of acetyltryptophan. So to give the glance at first, what was happened till now? As usual, we have seen the basics of roller compaction, which is a dry granulation process, then the definitions of D10, D50, and D90. Then what is an RLD product? With an aim to develop the quality by design tablet of acetyltryptophan as that of RLD product. Using the dry granulation process using compaction, the CMAs and CPPs and QTPP. And yesterday, we are discussing about the metal attributes that was related to the acetyltryptophan as well as the remaining excipients. Like for acetyltryptophan, if you could recall the particle size distribution for various the lactose to this, the ratio between these two, and the cross carbonyl sodium concentration, because it is a super disintegrant, anything problem with this will cause the resolution problems. Then the talcum powder and this separately as extragranular matrix materials. Extragranular matrix materials. These are the intragranular matrix materials. So that is what we have seen. And using the Debye approach, we came to know that what is a level it is going to be influencing the critical quality attributes which are selected nothing but the CAD. All these material properties, how much they're influencing the CAD and what ideal, that is called desirability, and what ideal concentration they can give the good resolution, that is 80% of their release with the good flow properties. All those things were seen yesterday. And today we are supposed to see the dry granulation and the compaction, nothing but critical process parameters. As I said, it is not necessary to once again to go through that, because it's taken another so much of time to understand it. But please understand, like this, what we have analyzed and how we came up with the quality risk management to low, medium, and risk. For they are also exactly the same tools has been applied. They have screened so many things, and finally they come with an optimum formula. That's what we're going to see now. Okay. Yes. So this is what yesterday we seen. The final tentative formula which they got is this. So say 1:1 ratio of lactose to monohydrate. Cross carbonyl storage is 10 mg. This is 5 on extracellular granular matrix. Magnesium stearate and talc 1.2 to 5.8. The total weight of the tablet is 200 mg. Now, what are the process parameters which they consider to get? Otherwise, to once again to see the influence of these process parameters on the CAD. So if you see what is the process they have did it, how they compress the tablets is initially they went for roller compaction technique to prepare the granules. So how they did is, first the ingredients are mixed and blended. You can see here the blender. The ingredients are mixed and blended. Right, that is the first step. So here, what is the process parameters they taken into consideration that may influence the CAD? One is the number of revolutions. Here the blender will be there, how many times it is rotating, that is for the blending and lubrication. Then roller compaction. This is a very where after mixing of the ingredients, all the drug and lactose or whatever you are saying, it will come to the compression area where these rollers will rotate in the opposite way. These rollers will rotate in the opposite way. You could also see in these pictures. And once the material is coming inside from here, they will compress into a bands, a rubber-like structures, a patches, right? So now here, what is the process parameters they consider critical process parameters? One is the roller pressure and the gap, both are interrelated. So if you maintain the more gap between these two rollers, there is less pressure and the formation of less tensile strength or less mechanical strength and repellence and vice versa. So that also they have determined. Next come to the milling. Now whatever the bands they got here, what happens is after this there is a screen. So there is a miller, there is a hammer like miller, it will break. So these borders, whatever the ribbons which they got from here, it will funnel on this hammer mill. It will be also rotating in the clockwise direction and anti-clockwise. this will fell on this, it leads to the formation of small particle like this. This is the particles you can see. After this is a step by step. Once it is coming in the form, it is forming the band. The band has been made into pieces. This using the Miller. These are the pieces. Now what will happen is this will be come to the next step called screening. That means the using the holes present on the screen that will be divided into larger granules and smaller granules. So before that, that is called as milling. Mill screen orifice. The size based upon the size of the orifice, what is the granule size you are getting? That granule size, what is the relations with the compaction? Something like that. Then the final blending and lubrication. So number of times, let us say finally we're adding the talc and magnesium stearate as an extragranular matrix, right? That is a step here. Talc and magnesium stearate as extragranular matrix. So after adding, you are going to lubricate it by blending it, just simply using a blender. Now, what is the number of revolutions? How it is affecting the uniform blending of this mixture is nothing but critical process parameters related to the final blending. And finally, the compression, the tablet compression area where the upper punch and lower punch you are using to compress the tablet. There they have used the parameters such as the speed, the rotation speed of the tablet punching machine, and also what is the force you are using. And on this force and speed, what is the effect on the CAD properties of the material, that is content uniformity, the dissolution and degradation properties. So these many process parameters they have used. For that, you can see that PDF which is giving by USFDA, you can find around 60 pages only for the process parameters which is discussed. These are the discussions which they give in the book. So how they have find out using quality risk management, which one is high, which one is low, all those things. And using the DOI approach, what is the optimum value we use, optimum speed should be used, optimum compression state should be used, everything they come to know a conclusion. And finally, they gave one data that is very important. We have to understand first, right? So what is the final conclusion? What they said is, in the pre-Laura compaction blending, the number of revolutions, blending and lubrication, they said 150. Later, V blender, they have used 285 revolutions for blending at 12 RPM. They used for getting an ideal or for getting an ideal formula. So for the pre-lubrication, for the pre-blending, they have used 150. They have optimized, otherwise they have screened the critical process parameter they found is the V blender, and which should be at 150 liters and should be rotated at 285 revolutions per minute with 122 RPM. Then the compaction, that is the roller pressure and gap. They have found that the roller set should be null, then roller pressure should be 50 bar, and so on. So the parameters which is necessary to get the critical quality attributes for the exact values. Similarly, the final blending, the number of revolutions also they given here, and the tablet speed and compression. You can see the 51 station rotary press has been used. In our department, we are having 10 station, 16 station. So 8 mm standard round concave tools has been used. Pressure speed of 40 RPM has been used. Sorry, the pressing speed and the compression force of so has been the tablet hardness of so they have get. So these are the process parameters, critical process parameters which is analyzed and they have optimized for getting the critical quality attributes of optimum value. That is the conclusion for the process parameters. Now you can see the final tablet, the exit batch, also called as the exit batch, which they prepared. So what is the results they got? See the description. The accepted criteria is white of tablet to round concave. As usual, they got it because this will never consider as a critical quality attributes. Identification method. HPLC retention corresponds to the standards of pharmacopoeias. Yes, they have developed a product because if you could remember, identification, even that is a critical quality attributes, we have not taken into consideration that because that can be minimized by making a robust and accurate HPLC method or EV method. They have made it and they are saying that no, the justification here, they have developed a HPLC method which can correspond to the as that of Indian pharmacopoeia or US pharmacopoeia, whichever it is related to tryptophan. SA, usually accepted criteria is 95 to 105. So after considering these critical process parameters and metal attributes, they get able to get 100% exactly. Just 0.3% is a deviation. You can understand how accurately they are getting the results now. So using the metal attributes and process parameters after the optimization, they got 100% weight by weight tablet as a SA. Content uniformity, as per the criteria, accepted criteria, it should be less than 15, but they got around 4.7, which is near to 1. Usually less than 50 is acceptable, but the analysis is very good, which is getting 4.7. Then resolution should be not less than 80% in 30 minutes. That we all know, we have seen it before. That is RLA tablet of isotryptan. But you see how wonder is they got 96% release. Because as I said in DOI, we can also make maximize the results or minimize the results. So whatever the process parameters and material attributes they have selected, they given maximize the resolution. They could come to know 96% we can able to achieve using the excipients of the process which they are used. That is the advantage. It's not necessary that 80% to be maintained. It should not be less than 80%. Even sometimes if it's 100% is very good. That means at 30 minutes, 100% of the drug has been diluted and then this has been got observed. So degradation products, there is a criteria, should not be more than 0.5 and unknown input should not be more than 0.1 and should not be more than 1. You can see all are like very minimum. It is around 0.5 with respect to 0.1 with respect to 0.5, 0.06 with respect to 0.2, 0.22 with respect to 1. So that much less degradation products they got because initially they could able to screen the excipients. If you could remember, magnesium stearate is a culprit. They have taken out and they have put it in the extragranular matrix. So there is no degradation of the drug. If you see the stress conditions, like they can come to know acetyltryptan may be degraded by the dry heat, acetyltryptan may can be degraded by hydrolytic reactions or whatever, and they have prevented by using roller compaction, the dry granulation, so that they could able to not to get, see whatever you do 0.1% or 0.2% is common, but you can see they're almost negligible when compared to the limits which they are prescribed by the pharmacopoeia. Similarly, residual solvents at the beginning of the stage itself we have isolated, so it complies with the USP. Right. So the control strategy, which I said before, also what are the things they have controlled here? That's why actually there is one more the element which is there in the QBD they have given here as introduction, and which is no need of discussing now. We at the beginning of the CQS itself, I told why we have there are 3 CQS which have, even though they are important for the safety and efficacy, how we have avoided them at the beginning of the starting of the experiment. That is called as control strategy. Now you see, just to summarize what was happened till date. So a QTPP was defined based upon the properties of the drug substance and the characterization of the RLD. So as per the RLD, we have thought this as per the RLD characteristics, our product also should have the characteristics. So for that, we have identified the critical quality attributes based upon the severity of safety and efficacy. For the generic acetyltryptan tablet, the critical quality attributes, what we selected is a CAD, content uniformity, SA, dissolution and degradation. The same type of excipients as that of RLD products were chosen based upon the patent literature or whatever the literature which is available with the tablet. So for the formulation development, in in silico stimulation was used by in order to know that at what particle size we can able to get better release. So they have said D90 less than 30 micrometer. Less than 30 micrometers is better useful. That's why they taken D90 20 micrometer. So initial excipient binary mixture compatibility studies we have did 1:1 ratio, if you could remember back, and identified the potential interaction between the acetyltryptan and magnesium stearate. However, at low level, at levels represented on the final formula, the interaction found to be negligible. Further, the potential interaction between the acetyltryptan and magnesium stearate is limited by using an extragranular matrix where magnesium stearate has been located. Then roller compaction has been employed, and we have but that is nothing but dry granulation. And what are the process parameter which is related to this also we have done. Then the 2 formulation developments has been done using DOE. The first one is intragranular matrix, the second DOE for the extragranular matrix, and accordingly the formulation composition was finalized based upon the knowledge gained from the DOE studies. So this is what a QBD product, that means starting from material selection to, starting from the size of the acetyltryptan to, starting from the selection of the machinery, the Laurel compaction, the compression of the tablet, whatever it is, in each and every step we have identified what is the critical parameters, what is the critical material attributes which is really affecting this acetyltryptan quality, which is nothing but the dissolution degradation products mainly have been identified. Hence we got very nice results at the exit batch, which is far more better than whatever the accepted criteria. That is a summary. Right. Now you come back to the first slide which I kept in the beginning. So the elements of QBD. Now if you're able to could recall back and put it in this slide, QTPP, CQS, CQRM. So in the QTPP, what you did, we have find the targets as that of the innovator product. So for suppose innovator product is dissolution is not less than 80%, our QTPP also not less than 80%, 30 minutes. So for the dissolution, we have identified the material attributes such as particle size, polymorphs, for the process parameters such as compression force, etc. These are examples only. I'm not writing everything here. So we identified CAD as a critical quality attributes for the whatever the things I selected for this. What are the material attributes, process parameters also I did. So based upon the quality risk management, nothing but a low, medium, and high risk. Based upon that, the critical process parameters and material attributes are further screened. Further, the design space has been developed to get the final formula, and some of the things has been controlled during the product life cycle. That is the starting of the product itself, rather than breaking the head during the process. Right. This is the textbook image. One you can see whatever you are writing in the exams also the same thing. QTPP, CQS and CPPs Correlation of CPPs and CQs is called as a design of experiments, then development of a design space, implementation of control strategy, and observing this process throughout the product life cycle is a complete chart. This is what you have studied from the book. So once again, the same image which was kept in the beginning. And now you can see the important image wherever you want to write in the exam, and they ask some example. Now you could recall back what was done till now. This is a complete chart. So what they first did is, we have developed a QTPP like essay, content uniformity, dissolution, degradation products, everything. That is the target we kept. That is called QTPP of the product. For process parameters, what we have did initially, what is the criteria we have? Just a minute, I move this. If you could recall back, material attributes for acetyltryptophan, solid state form is there, solubility is there, morphology is there, particle size is there, bulk density, true density, everything is there. Like lactose also, there are so many properties are there, material attributes, crystallines and so on, so everything is there. But based upon the risk, that is nothing but critical material attributes. Based on the risk it possesses on the CAD, we have screened, and finally we come to know acetyltryptophan particle size distribution, lactose ratio, cross caramelase concentration, talc and magnesium concentration among the material attributes. These are just material attributes, but whatever based on the risk, that is quality risk management we have used to screen, that is called as critical material attributes. We have selected. For that we developed a design space for the CAD. The design space has been developed for the content uniformity, S and all those things, and finally we come up with the formulation. Similarly, for the process parameter, there are even though so many process parameters, we have selected the critical process parameters, which is shown in the first diagram of the process parameters, the number of revolutions, the roller pressure and gap, milling strain orifice, so on. So for that they have developed a design space with respect to CAD, and they come out with the final process parameters which should be used to get an ideal formula. This is a simple example for the QBD. Wherever if you put in the Google a QBD or quality by design, you will get the first image is this. But people will not be understanding at the initial stages how much hard work is there behind the screens in developing this flowchart. It is not so easy to be understand for everyone, just like that it was understanding the process of QBD. So this is just a differences given in the textbook. So what is the differences between what is a quality by design approach, what is a traditional approach? Traditional approach is empirical, nothing but trial and error. Whereas QBD approach is a systematic approach. So we are developing QTPP, then CQS is like systematically it will go. It is just based upon the quality by testing, the final product which is good or not. Manufacturing process is fixed. Once you fixed, you have to mix these granules, you have to punch these granules, it goes fixed. But it's adjustable with the design space. So let us say tomorrow USFDA want 95% release, 90% release, and we can able to adjust the material attributes and process parameters levels and DOE, we can get the batch. But here it's not. Again, once again, let us say USFDA ask a 90% release, they have to break their head, they have to go back once again, changing all excipients, their concentrations, and doing so many trial and error batches. That is the advantage. So the process controls are in-process tests. That is basically daily QA tests. Day by day they will do it and they will say whether it's passed or not. Whereas here the process tests are tracked. Each and every step we know what is happening inside. So the quality control, the drug product quality control preliminary by the intermediates and the end product testing, that is QBT. Whereas the drug product calculation is by the risk-based control strategy, that is nothing but quality risk management. So the life cycle management is reactive. So what is the meaning of reactive? Tomorrow, you may had this term in regulatory called FDA recalls. So somebody FDA called that company, right, fellow, your product has been failed in the market, please take back and find out. That is called reactive. Once the problem comes only, they are going to react. But here is called preventive actions. We have maximized, we have developed a tablet using QBD approach to prevent whatever the errors in getting in future. If so, if you 99% if not get, if we got also, we can able to manage, because the complete product life cycle is in your hands, starting from the selection of materials to the punching. So this is already we have seen in that video. What they nowadays they developed some Excel sheets comes under small softwares. One we can able to directly, before and all you can see you have to apply some brain, but here you can directly choose what is the material attributes, what is the process parameter. But this is not such much successful. It is like a playing tool. Nobody can develop using a simple Excel sheet like this, because each process has its own story, its own bibliography, its own biography to develop. So thank you. I think you have understand most of this part. So let us have some doubts which are we are having. Yes, gentlemen. See, when I asked a question on a QBD, did you draw that final image which I show you just now? Anyone?
Sir?
Where it's a first sessional, there is a question asked. QBD, explain the elements of QBD. Did anybody try to draw that picture which was shown in the last?
No, sir.
Nobody draw. But have you seen that picture of acetyltryptan before?
Yes, sir.
Yes? No. You're understanding my point. There is a picture of acetyltryptan, metal attributes followed by the critical metal attributes, similar the process parameters followed by the critical process parameters, the development of design space, then as QTPP or whatever it is there, the complete flow chart. Have you seen before? No.
Yes, sir. You have displayed
Yes, sir.
while explaining QPD, I guess.
Yes, that's what. So that is the simple flow chart which was shown in the last slide. This much background was involved to develop the product. It is not so simple. One can by heart and write it in the exam, will get some good marks. Please don't think like it. You have to understand what was happening behind that flow chart.
Okay.
Any questions? At least today have some picture now what is QBD, or still you are not clear, or something I said in the class.